On August 7th, 2020, officers Jordan Horn and Dalton Martin of the McDowell County Sheriff's Office of West Virginia visited the 66-year-old named Donnie Harrison and his wife Ventress, who is 63, as they were sitting on the front porch of the house, which was rented from the ex-military officer named Jason. The deputy came in and asked questions related to 4 marijuana plants that were planted nearby. So let's watch the video further and see what happens.
Just because in the season that we're living in, I think it's important that I have your names.
What do you mean, man?
A lot of crazy stuff going on.
When the law enforcement officials came to the Harrisons' home, the elderly woman greeted them by saying season before inquiring about the officers' identities. When the officer inquired as to what she meant by that, she responded that there are numerous occurrences taking place and that she's inquiring about the name of their security.
Police officers in this area to come up and say, "Are you growing marijuana?" That is preposterous to me.
Is just a question, man.
Yeah, well, I get that.
She gives off the impression of being irritated as she asserts that the officers from the surrounding area came and questioned them if they were growing marijuana there, which the speaker finds to be a ridiculous request.
And so then my only question, use your names, just so it's okay in my own heart and mind. And when I say the season we're living in, you know the season we're living in.
Y'all concerned about something over here at this house?
In order to defend himself, the officer claims that it is only a question, to which the lady responds in an unprompted manner that she understands and she's merely requesting the officer's name for her own mental and emotional well-being.
This house?
No, that house.
Yes.
What's the problem?
Who lives there?
Mr. Ferguson? He's probably there now. He's 79.
Okay.
Jason, the owner of the residence, interjects himself into the conversation and inquires of the police about whether or not they check the other house, where the police will inquire about the person who resides there by asking for their name.
All right. What's your name, sir?
Jason Tart.
Jason Tart.
Tart.
And what do you mean by the season we're living in, ma'am?
Sir.
What do you need? You got any questions for me?
No, I'll collect some information from you in a minute, your name and date of birth and such.
The lady responds to the person who's living in that house.
What do you need my information for?
You own these 2 homes, correct?
What
Okay,
these 2 homes got to do with that?
These 2 homes is near that marijuana grow, so I'd just like to have your name.
You know how many people go through here?
I understand.
That's not going to...
The officer then asks the name of the individual standing beside the lady, where Jason introduces himself and asks the lady what does she mean by the term season, in which the owner of the house jumps in and says what the officer requires.
Do you one bit of good?
Okay. Well, sir, I'm going to need your name and date of birth, and I have that.
I feel comfortable giving you my name.
Where the officer replies by stating he is just collecting information.
Okay, well, this is a criminal investigation. You own these 2 homes, so by law, you do have to give me your name and date of birth, sir.
If he gives you a reason, yes, you do.
Reason for what?
Because of the marijuana grow.
It's not on my property.
Okay, well, again, I have reason to believe that...
Jason asks why is he collecting information, to which the officer replies that he owns the property and his property is nearby where the marijuana was grown. Jason responds that it's not on his property. The officer states that he believes it can be a possibility that the nearby houses are also connected with the marijuana planting, so Jason has had to give his name and date of birth due to law regulations.
Scared you
Who says that?
by asking you a question?
Who comes up and asks? That's crazy.
And it scared you?
I'm trying to understand what
It scared you by me asking you a question.
Growing marijuana?
And that's a question. To say somebody scared you because they asked you a question is ridiculous.
That's preposterous.
Go ahead and give me your name, sir.
Wait.
First name.
It's ridiculous to you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
But it's not ridiculous.
Your
over
first
here.
name.
I'm not giving you my information.
Sir, if you refuse to give me your information, I'm going to arrest you.
That's fine. My property has nothing to do with any marijuana whatsoever. You're going to arrest me if I don't give you my name and date of birth.
It's obstructing an officer.
Jason Tart initially refused to give his name and date of birth when the deputies requested it. He argued that the alleged marijuana plants were not on his property and therefore he did not need to provide his information. However, the deputies insisted that he was required by law to provide his name and date of birth due to the proximity of his properties to the alleged marijuana plants.
No, I'm hindering you from
This
doing your
is
job.
really going out off the
Yeah,
deep
this is
end.
how you guys.
This is bad.
This is
112 control.
this is how you operate.
This is a wrap.
I'm hindering you from doing your
That's
job.
why I needed their
Y'all need to go inside. Again, you two go inside. Go inside.
I'm afraid.
Go
now,
inside.
to tell you the truth.
Go inside.
On my own porch?
No, go inside as of right now.
Tell me why.
Go inside.
What are you doing,
Step off
man?
the porch. Step off the porch.
I'll step off.
Go inside.
What are you doing? This is unnecessary for
Sir,
you to be
go
doing
inside.
This. He's standing on his own porch.
Go inside.
During the interaction, when Mr. Harrison began filming the encounter between the deputies and Mr. Tart, Deputy Martin forcefully pushed the Harrisons into their home. He specifically pushed Mr. Harrison into the doorway and closed the door behind him, effectively preventing him from continuing to record the incident.
Come on.
Look,
Walk.
man, don't
Walk.
listen.
Sir,
You don't
stop.
have to listen,
You're
man.
being
Listen.
recorded.
Listen. This
Just
is
walk.
listen.
Walk.
Listen.
Walk.
Listen. I can walk.
towards
I
the
can
car.
walk
Okay,
without
well,
you
walk.
putting your damn hands on
Walk
me. You
to the
understand?
vehicle.
I have not broken the law.
The officers forcefully started putting handcuffs on Jason. He tried to stop the cop and told them he can walk wherever they want him to, but don't put the handcuffs on, stating that he didn't break any law to be handcuffed.
Walk to the
At
vehicle.
all.
Well, walk to the vehicle,
Don't
sir.
put
You're
your
being
damn
recorded.
hands on me. I give
Sir.
you no reason to touch me.
I'm going to arrest you then. Place your hands behind your back.
Uncalled for.
Place your hands behind your back.
Put your hand behind
Place your hands behind your back.
Listen.
Look, just relax, okay?
Listen. You
Relax.
Place your hands behind
Okay.
your back. Please place your hands behind your back.
My hand is behind my.
Place your
It
hands
only
behind-
takes one of you.
Place your hands.
Look, let him do it.
The officers then directed Jason to walk towards their vehicle. Still, the argument was going on, and Jason stated that it was all uncalled for. The police officer put the handcuffs on Jason at that point, and told the other officer to leave his hand and let the other officer put on the cuffs.
He owns two properties right here on this Fabulous Drive road. We located a marijuana grow, probably not 100 foot, 50 foot from this last property of his, and he just won't give us his name, date of birth.
The officers took Jason towards their vehicle, made him sit inside, and updated their heads about the situation, stating that Jason's not providing his ID and credentials when asked for, and lives approximately 50 to 100 feet away from the scene where the marijuana was found.
Black now.
The person on the other end asked about Jason's appearance, and when heard that he was a black man, the officer put marijuana inside the car's back as a piece of evidence, due to which Mr. Jason was charged with obstruction of the law officer, but the case was allegedly dismissed as the prosecutor on October 2020, as Officer Martin failed to appear in front of the court. The statement highlights that despite the potential challenges posed by qualified immunity, it acknowledges that the deputies did not behave in a professional, calm, and polite manner throughout the encounter. It recognizes the efforts made by Mr. Jason and the Harrisons to exercise their constitutional rights and take appropriate legal action following the incident. The statement commends their courage in initiating a lawsuit after their rights were infringed upon. It expresses curiosity about the outcome of the legal issues involved and how they will be resolved in the future.
I did all I could to control myself.
Try me.
Yeah.
I'll knock you down like I knocked trees down all my life.
Get out of my way.
I'm telling you, I'll put you through the
Get
wall.
out of my.
I don't
That's all
give
I
a
care
damn.
about.
You and your
Yeah.
Constitution, you can stick it.
I did all I could to control myself.
Let me see. It is what it is. I'll fill in the blanks.
I could get arrested.
Yes, it's up to the court. You got physical with somebody that, for the most part, you really had no reason to be physical with.
I didn't want to go. I
Because he
wasn't
was
allowed
filming.
upstairs.
I know, but for
Yeah.
what? For what? He's filming. What is he doing? Why can't he go upstairs? It's a public building. It's City Hall, for Christ's sake.
The video reveals that Sergeant in question is accused of coaching the suspect and providing false information regarding the submission of an arrest warrant. The exact nature of the coaching is not explicitly stated in the provided text. However, it suggests that the sergeant may have been guiding or instructing the suspect on how to handle the situation or interact with law enforcement. Furthermore, the video implies that the sergeant may have lied about submitting an arrest warrant. The context surrounding this claim is unclear, as the specific details or reasons for the alleged arrest warrant are not provided. It remains uncertain whether the arrest warrant was necessary or if the sergeant's statement regarding its submission was accurate.
So why did you touch him?
He got right in my face. I didn't show. I was, like one of these things. I mean, he's letting you think I formed him or something. But he
Well, no,
kept
I saw the video.
Yeah.
You pushed him a couple times.
So I just, kind of, but he wanted to go upstairs, and I wasn't going to let him. We're supposed to, I was telling your sergeant, I said, that Les and Dean, they were supposed to give me forms. They want a form. Tell him to
Someone needs to fill in for you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'll see you later because I gotta go to town.
Okay. Okay.
What time do they close tonight? You know?
So we're open till 6:30 tonight. We close now.
So he kept getting in my face, and I didn't like it. I'll be honest with you. And I did all I could to control myself. I said, until we get these
why did
forms.
you even try and stop him from going upstairs?
Because I was told last night, I spoke to Dean and I talked to Les. They're supposed to have forms. As we speak right now, I think they're supposed to he has to fill out a form before he starts rolling the tape.
The police officer addressed the security guard, acknowledging their role in maintaining order within the building. They discussed the incident involving an individual who was filming and walking around in a public place. The officer emphasized that the situation did not warrant the use of physical force to restrain the person. Recognizing the issue at hand, the officer mentioned needing to review 20 minutes of video footage. They advised the security guard to contact the police immediately in similar situations without engaging in conversation with the individual.
You need to articulate why you used physical force in this. No matter how minor, whether it's just, a push or a light, I'm not going to do it to you because then I'm not going to use physical force by you.
But he gets in my, I didn't go up there. He kept getting in my
say
face.
that.
He was agitated.
Yeah, say that. And now be mindful that there is a video of the entire thing.
Yeah. We say it was 2 weeks ago when he was here, or 3 weeks? I don't know.
It doesn't, it's not
Can I do
important.
it so long? I'm trying to
It's not important. Yeah, I can stand up here. Just make sure no one else comes in.
The police officer stressed that using physical force, regardless of its severity, should only be employed when absolutely necessary. They clarified that in the situation discussed, the person's actions of filming and walking around in a public place did not reach a level of disruption that would warrant any form of physical restraint. The officer emphasized the importance of exercising caution and avoiding the use of force unless it becomes absolutely unavoidable. Furthermore, they reminded the security guard about the existence of video evidence capturing the entire incident, highlighting the need for careful consideration and adherence to proper procedures.
Held my ground. I held my ground in the interest of
safety and city one.
All right, continue on the back. This is not finished yet. First of all, so you need to elaborate. After the last incident, right?
Yeah.
This is why I should have stayed in here and done it with you.
Yeah.
After the last incident,
Yeah.
you were instructed by who? Names. Who told you
Yeah.
that no one is allowed to film in here unless they fill out this card that was never provided
was
to
just
you?
told to
Do you
me
see what I'm
last
saying?
night.
There's a big difference between you saying you're not allowed in here filming, leave, and then you getting in his way listen to me.
The individuals shared their experience, describing how they stood their ground amidst the tense situation. They emphasized feeling secure within the confines of the studio, ensuring their personal safety. The conversation continued and they requested further elaboration. They referred to a previous incident, mentioning that they had received instructions from someone, whose name they wanted to know, regarding the prohibition of filming in the area unless a specific card was filled out.
Can I see?
Once all over the place. I get it now how he refuses to take cards. And, it's like we're going down a one-way street.
Also, Mr. Reyes walked right around me and did not fill out the proper entry, proper forms when he came in.
The cops then tell the security guard to fill out the form properly.
So hopefully there's my sign.
Okay, I know.
Visitors must sign it. It's everywhere. So we have stickers soon. Anybody recording must fill out a form.
I know. Well, I'm glad they did that so quickly since the last incident. Hopefully these guys go to bat for you too, in that they told you that you're supposed to stop anybody.
Hey, surround on Saturday now.
And not for nothing.
Yeah.
Sergeant Acabel also clearly stated that Phil's actions constituted an assault or, at the very least, disorderly conduct. So why did Sergeant Jacobellis never write a warrant for Phil's arrest? Was it because they had a relationship prior to this incident? It seemed pretty obvious to the observer that Sergeant Acabel was helping Phil write a statement and that the situation became even more perplexing. Not only did Sergeant Jacob Ellis refrain from writing a warrant for Phil's arrest, but he ultimately wrote a warrant for the observer's arrest, who is currently on trial. Thus, the real question arises: who influenced Sergeant Jacob Ellis? Was it the president of the police union, Michael Farrell, who coincidentally arrested the observer later that same day? Or perhaps it was someone at the state attorney's office, or even someone with significant influence in City Hall. It leaves one pondering if Sergeant Jacob Ellis is merely a two-faced tyrant. Unfortunately, the answers to these questions may remain forever elusive. However, what is known is that an innocent man who peacefully exercised his rights was threatened, assaulted, denied justice, and ultimately arrested. Here's our next investigation.
You can't record inside the building.
I have a law right here. You want to
first, you're going to have to step out for me.
Please don't touch me.
All right, then step out.
Don't touch me.
So step out the facility.
Touch me.
All right, so step out the facility.
Hey, get off of me. Get off of me.
All right, now we can talk.
Get in my property.
In a concerning incident, an NYPD officer has been captured on camera attempting to delete a journalist's footage. The journalist had requested to speak with a supervisor but was disregarded. The officer accused the journalist of trespassing and initiated an arrest. However, the journalist argued that he had the right to record under New York State and city law. Despite the officer confiscating the journalist's phone, the journalist criticized the NYPD for violating constitutional rights and pledged to take legal action against the unlawful policies. The incident highlights the ongoing debate surrounding the freedom of the press and the accountability of law enforcement.
You can't record inside the building. I'm going to ask you to step out. First, you're going to have to step out.
I have a law right here. You want to
First, you're going to have to step out for me.
Please don't touch me.
All right, then step out.
Don't touch me.
All right, so step out the
Don't
facility.
touch me.
All right, so step out the facility. Sir, right now you're trespassing.
Don't touch me.
Right now you're trespassing.
Hey,
I'm gonna need
get
you to
off
step
of me.
out. All right,
Get
no
off
problem.
of me.
All right,
Get
now
off
we
of
can
me.
talk.
Get
now
off
we
of
can
me.
talk outside.
Read the law that says I have the right
we
to
can
do
talk
it.
outside. Now
You're
we
a law
can talk.
enforcement officer. Read the law. It's felony.
You wanted to talk. We can
I'm
talk.
going inside where I have the right to record. I do. I have the right to record.
All right, you're trespassing.
I'm not.
I asked you to leave, and you're refusing
I'm
to leave.
not trespassing.
Now you're
I'm
not. Now you're not
trespassing.
because you're outside. So
No,
let's
I'm not
talk.
trespassing in a building that I pay
All
for
right, so
either.
let's talk.
The journalist seeks to speak to a supervisor, but his request is dismissed. Despite asserting his right to record based on New York State and city law, the officer accuses him of trespassing and attempts to arrest him. The journalist's effort to engage with a higher authority goes unanswered, raising concerns about transparency and accountability within the police force. The incident highlights the ongoing struggle to protect citizens' constitutional rights to record law enforcement activities and calls for further examination of policies that may impede such rights.
Have a good day, man. Coming through those doors. If he grabs those, he's trespassing. He's right inside. You got cuffs? You got cuffs? Put your hands behind your back.
Look at the law. I'm not resisting.
All right, so put your hands behind your back. All right, so put your hands behind your back.
I'm not resisting.
All right, good.
I'm not resisting.
All right.
There you go. Read this law, by the way. What am I arrested for?
Trespassing. I told you not to step into the police facility.
Don't take it. I'm not resisting.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'll delete. I'll shut it off. He's allowed to record. My camera's still on, by the way.
Look, and the other one is coming.
It's fine. I'll talk to him too.
I'm not resisting.
I'm not telling you you're resisting. I'm checking your pockets in case you
I'm
have
just
any.
making sure that you know I'm not resisting. That's all. I'm not resisting at all.
You were looking for this.
I was looking for what?
This interaction.
I was looking for you to take away my freedom? Why would I want you to take away my freedom for?
Can't come in. Don't come in.
Why would I want you to take away my freedom for?
You mind just getting out of here?
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Read the law. You know what came with man? You don't like,
right?
you don't like transparency. I have 19 and $1,000 on it, so please don't take my money.
Anything else?
You want to read that law? There's a law.
Look at it.
I'm being serious with you. But what I'm saying is, you arrested me on what? Okay. I'm arrested. I'm placed under arrest for what? For what? For what crime? No. For what crime? For trespassing. How does trespassing, officer? How does it supersede?
The officer accused the journalist of trespassing and tried to arrest him. However, the journalist vehemently argued that he had the right to record the encounter, citing New York State and city law. The officer went against the journalist's claims and even confiscated his phone in an attempt to delete the footage. This confrontation highlights the ongoing debate regarding the rights of individuals to record police interactions. It raises concerns about the infringement of constitutional rights and the need for transparency and accountability within law enforcement.
I got you.
This is ridiculous. You know? This is 100% ridiculous.
75 days.
I have a right to be in this building, just like anyone else has a right to be in this building.
There's also rules, you know. What you
the law.
Listen to me.
Sergeant,
Listen
can I
to
get
me.
your-
Wait, let me talk.
I'm trying to-
Listen.
I can't hear it.
Would you go to a library and call the ruckus?
I'm not causing ruckus.
Wait.
That's not peacefully
That's what you're
recording.
doing.
That's not
We're
causing a
telling you
ruckus.
to remove yourself from here.
For what reason? For what lawful reason?
Answer that question. Would you do that?
What lawful
Would you
reason?
go to a library and do that?
Sir, I came here with, you guys are law enforcement officers. I came here with a law.
All right.
I came here with a law.
All right.
To show you, and you don't want to see the law. None of you.
All right, but we're
1,
letting you
2,
stop
3, 4,
recording.
5, 6 different law enforcement. I have a right to
refusing
record
law for?
by New York State and New York City law. New York State and New York City law gives me the right to record.
Yeah, but when they tell you and give you a law
No,
order,
it doesn't.
stop.
Read the law. It's laminated right there for you.
All right, fine.
The journalists involved in the incident received body camera footage as part of their criminal case. While reviewing the footage, they discovered an unidentified female officer saying, "Delete that blank."
Much information to knowingly impersonate your actual name, date of birth, address to the police officer.
You have everything you need on my license right there.
I'm asking you, what's your name?
It's on my license. We're on ball. Great. That's my name. Oh, right there on the driver's license. There's absolutely no reason for any of this. Zero. Zero reason for this.
What's your phone number?
You don't need my phone number. It's a spot on your paper. You don't need it. You need my name, date of birth, address.
Alright, so you're refusing to give a phone number.
You have my. You have.
I don't
my
have your phone number. That's what I'm asking you. You're refusing.
You
to
don't
give your
need
phone
it.
number.
Is it a crime
That's
for you not
not.
to
That's
give me
not
my
what I'm
number?
asking you. I'm asking you, are you refusing to
Yes,
give your
I'm
phone
refusing to give you
number?
my
Okay.
phone number. You don't need it.
Alright, that's not what I asked.
The journalist expresses that this statement doesn't come as a shock, as it reflects the mentality of some officers who oppose public recording in police precincts. They assert that the NYPD has been violating constitutional rights and state and city laws for years.
You know breaking New York City law. You know that, right?
You know how much you have?
It's $1,000 in
I'm just gonna count
cash.
in front of you again, alright? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1,000.
$1,000 in cash. Correct.
Alright, you better. Alright, so.
Look at the law, Sergeant. Sergeant, look at the
Sir,
law.
are you hurt or injured?
How are you? Look at your law, sir. I don't know. I don't know if I'm
Do
injured.
you need
yet.
medical attention?
No, I don't need. He said no already. Sergeant, look at the law. I'm trying to tell you that there is a law.
Right, I don't need a
What
look at
am I
the law
being?
when-
I'm arrested for. Being arrested for trespassing.
11:20.
I want you to look at the law because it's very important. You are a law enforcement officer, Sergeant. You should really look at the law.
Determined to bring about change, the journalist pledges to use their power to abolish the unconstitutional and unlawful policy. They express gratitude for the support received and anticipate forthcoming federal and state lawsuits.